Welcome back, boys and girls, and I'm sat here with three lovely more Irish people. Now, real Irish is what Woody called his team. Where in Ireland are you from?
We're from the north of Ireland.
Is that realer or less real?
It's all Ireland.
It's all Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the stronger team?
Yeah, obviously. Much stronger.
And in the rankings of this tournament, are you going to be higher? Definitely.
We're going to have more fun.
So they talked about winning the best sporting players for 3 or 4 years. Is the title going to go to you guys?
That's only because everybody gets confused and that they get our votes.
I didn't think about that. That is awesome, awesome. Now, we've got a lovely young face here, a gentleman.
Andy the Wonder Boy.
Andy the Wonder Boy, who I have interviewed before at Sheffield, I think, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sheffield. Your first ETC.
Yep.
What are you feeling at the moment?
Feeling alright. Wee bit nervous, not too bad. It's just gonna enjoy it. Really good.
Have you practiced enough? Have you got a list that you're confident with, yeah?
Yeah, well, I've practiced a lot with the list, but
Yeah, you
Well,
seem to do okay. You beat Brian Carmichael 20-0 at the Six Nations.
You beat Brian Carmichael 20-0. Wow.
And they thought it was a good matchup. They thought it was going to bend them over the table. So we sent them in there. We suckered him in with his good looks, and he just destroyed him.
I like it. That's what you got to do. Like those Venus flytraps. Suck them in and then clamp right down.
Just look at his young, innocent face and think it's going to be okay. And then he does bad things to them.
Bless. Well, bad things. I was sitting here being interviewed. I was doing the interviewing. Woody took my shoe off and started sucking my toe
Yeah.
in the middle of the interview.
I'm sorry, he won't do that for you.
Is that the kind of thing you do?
Well, possibly, because we're all wearing our custom armbands.
And what does this say?
Don't be rude.
Horn. Okay, I'm not going to read that out.
You can read mine out.
It says, Barry the Bull, if lost, please take to the bar. Absolutely. Now, who decided who was going to be in this team? How did you go about creating your lists? Have you got strong lists?
Well, I think we have strong lists, so we do. And we're a good team, so we are. Better than last year, I think.
Yeah.
Personally, I think we're better than last year.
We're quite democratic. The team is based on your top 4 scorers across tournaments. There's no old boys club. There's no this person's playing because he's my friend or this person. Basically, we pick the team on the basis of your results. So if you've got the results, you're on the team. The captain normally gets a free spot because with all the organisation and stuff, it's hard to keep up your performance in the events as well. But I qualified this year anyway, which gave us another wild card pick. So basically, it's the top 6 players in our rankings, and then 2 other wild card picks. One of which could be the captain or the vice captain. All our committee members qualified on merit this year. So the last 2 players were people who've been here before, or we felt would contribute something to the team, and we voted on it together. You know, which is much better than the star chamber of the real Irish, where it just seems to be all the Dublin guys. Boo-hoo, or the English old boy network.
Yeah, very controversial. I shouldn't be condoning this. Speak. How dare you? What do you think you're personally bringing to the team this year, other than good looks?
And charm.
just a solid list. So just try and get results. Just see how it goes. Should be all right.
Yeah. And what about you? Same question.
Probably just fun. Bringing fun to the team.
Bringing fun to the team.
Yeah.
Right. So I've heard that a lot of people want to have fun while they're here. ETC, what is more important? Is it about the winning, or is it about having fun?
Well, personally, I treat it like a holiday. I think it's a holiday, so I do.
Yeah.
And drink as much as you can, have as much fun as you can.
Drink as much as you can to the detriment of playing games, or drink so much you can't remember it, but you're still 20-0 someone. How did you do it?
Drunken kung fu. I was really embarrassed that day. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning going, I can't remember my game 3. Oh, I've really screwed up the tournament. I didn't play my game 3. And then I started having flashbacks when I remembered something about an A-bomb into the flank of something, which is normally good. And then I realised I'd won 20-0, which is quite funny when you get took to A&E afterwards.
Yeah, I was there. I remember it. I wouldn't.
made my first round game and made the next round the next day.
Yes, by the skin of your teeth. But I wouldn't have wanted to be the person that you beat 20-0, absolutely intoxicated. Here, Novasat, what do we think to the venue? It's obviously your first ETC venue. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's really good.
What do you think to the preparation that the organisers have done?
Yeah, really good. I think everything's spot on. Like,
Superb.
Really like it.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic compared to Poland. Like even the flags up's a good wee touch, so it is. And there's 3 bars in the hall. You know what I mean? And
Of course, that's what you want.
Yeah, and it's way bigger. Air conditioning makes a huge difference. So it does, especially Poland. We were sweating like mad. It was an absolute nightmare that hall. But here, you know what I mean? Let's look at the cell. And it's good the way we're all together. Flames of War, 40k. I think it's good. You can socialise more, so you can meet new people and all.
Proper games and then the other games. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talking about air conditioning, you were saying a pearl of wisdom to me.
I had to step away from the keyboard at one point. I have to say, kudos to the Serbians. I really think if they continue in this vein, this is probably going to be the best organised and best ETC I've ever been to. You know, it's early days yet, but the communication has been amazing. The level of effort that's been put in has obviously been far superior to anything I've seen so far. And whenever you talked about air conditioning, I've been watching Severn's YouTube clips, which have been really, really fun, and we're seeing the flags up and seeing the preparations, and well, fair play to them. And on the way over here, we all stopped and we've got a nice bottle of 10-year-old Irish Bushmills whiskey for them as a thank you for all the effort they put in. But in one of the videos, I was reading some of the comments just to see what the other teams were posting, and I had to, as I say, step away from the keyboard because somebody was asking, does the air conditioning work in the hall? And then I read who it was from. It was from one of the Polish guys. Now, like, for them to ask that question, that's a bit like me telling people off from drinking a bit too much, because at the ETC last year, the Flames of War had a lovely room because it wasn't organised by their committee. The 40k guys had to play in a tent in temperatures like about 45 degrees, but at least it was outside, so there was a bit of airflow. The fantasy guys got to play in a hall with a fan that looked like it had been cut off an airplane, and the people at the lower end of the hall were having their models and their armies blown across the table. And the people in the far corner were playing in 50-degree temperature. So you really don't have any grounds to ask any questions about air conditioning after that.
There you go, bowl of milk to the gentleman in the corner. No, I agree though, it did get a little bit hard. But massive kudos is really going to the organisers here. Everybody is saying how it's like a breath of fresh air, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
From my perspective too, I've got my own media area, I've got big support, I've got my own badge that says media. They're really looking after me.
Paid €30 for a badge.
Really?
That's all he got for €30.
A badge?
A badge.
Yeah. Dear oh dear. But anyway, enough about that. We're here. This is a new event. What kind of armies are you not looking forward to playing this year? Up against?
Don't like Empire. It's hard for me. But I don't know.
What do you have? What is your army?
I've got vampires.
Okay.
It's a real defensive list. I can deal with most things, I think. Just keep it tight.
You can deal with most things in life. Fair, okay.
Yeah, that should be all.
What are you playing and what don't you want to play against?
I'm playing High Elves and I don't want to face Warriors. Just can't deal with them. Just can't. That's too hard to face, like double Demon Prince on Nurgle. Too hard. But that's the only thing I don't want to face. Anything else, I'm happy enough.
How many Phoenix things do you have in your list? None at all?
Nope.
Why not?
The defensive list, so it is.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's mostly shooting. So it is.
Yeah, but they fly and drop and fire and...
Yeah.
So, Gareth knows best. That's what I say. What about you? Because you're playing as well.
Yeah, well, I really don't want to face anything that does a double whammy. I can cope with death on its own. I can cope with metal on its own. I don't really want to play death and metal. And I don't really want to play poison and death, so that's really why I want to avoid lizards. But most things, unlike most countries, we actually open our own army books and write our own lists. We don't just go to the internet and go, we'll take 2 of them. So my list is a bit different, and people are going to probably struggle to understand how it works, which is an advantage. I have these things called Iron Demons. Most people haven't used them out of the Chaos Dwarf book.
Okay. But you rate them, do you?
They have to be used well, but they're hard to get the points off, and it changes a lot of the matchups. It basically means things like Warriors and Orcs and Goblins, which would normally be a bad matchup, is a good matchup.
How much, talking about matchups, how much say have you had in the matchups and working out your spreadsheet chart? What's going to happen?
We've just all done our matchups ourselves, what we like, what we don't like, and then...
No, we didn't.
Well, most of us did.
He didn't bother because he says it's all down to the dice.
This is down to the dice.
I kind of agree, but yes, I know. I see that there are optimal lists, like if he got to play Empire, that maybe he wouldn't, but yeah, no, I understand that. Finally then, predictions. What's going to happen? Who's going to be at the top and the bottom?
Well, you'll probably see one of the Scandinavian countries near the top. Bottom, it's hard to say, so it is. Couldn't even guess the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe us.
No, I don't think we're going to be at the bottom. I'm hoping to get into there's 36 countries here, so I'm hoping to get out of the bottom third. I think, if we beat a couple of other Celtic countries here, maybe like the Welsh or Scottish, that's what we're trying to do.
Cool. And you?
Yeah, Barry said about middle or top third.
Who do you think is going to win, though?
Oh, to win? I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of the other countries, so I don't know like it.
No, that's cool. Well, thank you very much for talking to me. We'll keep the viewers posted right across the season around the world about your progress. So, anything you want to say to your fans out there, guys? I don't know. I'm being nice.
Thanks for bringing in the cider.
Yeah, it's nice to have cider. Mark's very happy. Cheers, guys.
Right.